Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Veil Walker. My name's Becky. Today we're talking about divorce. When it comes to divorce and betrayal, it's not just the end of a marriage, it's the shattering of your personal reality. Today I'm sharing my story not because I have it all figured out, but just because I know that there are others out there who are struggling, who still carry the wounds of divorce and wonder why someone you trusted could be so deliberately cruel. So here's here's how it went down for me. Um, we were living in a town in Northern California called uh, Walnut Creek, and because my husband at the time was supposedly starting a business selling um, espresso machines or or importing them from Italy. He eventually we couldn't afford to live in Walnut Creek anymore. So we decided, he and I decided that the kids and I had two boys, a 6 month old at the time, and a 6 year old, 6 months and 6 years. And um, and we had decided that I would take the kids and move to my parents' house in 5.5 hours away while he worked on the business. And he, I don't even know. To be quite honest, I've been trying to figure out. I was like, where did he even was he? Where was he living? He said he was going to live in the shop, which where he sold them out of the espresso machines out of in Emeryville, and I just assumed that's what he did. But uh, at any rate, I I was uncomfortable with this situation because I knew something was up, but we went to on a family vacation. So uh, we drove the boys and I drove down to San Francisco, got on an airplane, and went to Minnesota to visit his mother. And in Minnesota, a lot of people have they live in the city, and then they have a lake house too. So that's what we went. We went to Pelican Lake, and it was a pretty good time. It was a little awkward because we hadn't seen each other. He didn't seem like he cared about me. I could feel it, and I'd been feeling it uh, for months, and so, uh, but I needed to check my email or send an email or something. I can't remember. So I asked to use his laptop, and when I got on the laptop, I saw that there was a message on the side, and I opened it up, and it was like, oh my gosh, I miss you so much. Like, when are you coming back? Uh, I can't live without you kind of shit. And my heart just went, it felt like my whole, everything that I had just disappeared. And I put us on this pedestal too because we were like the only one of our friends that were still married, and we supposedly had a couple kids. I mean, we did have a couple kids, but we are like happy. And Um, and my parents are together. Like, I had no way of knowing how to handle this because my parents are still together. They're still they and and not only that, but they still love each other. And I was like, how is this even happening? Uh, and you know what he said? That it was my fault, that I had changed. Yeah, no shit, I've changed. We have two kids. We've moved 15 times in like 5 years. You want me to stay home and raise the kids, but you don't want to get, but, you keep, you don't make enough money to support us. We're homeless, essentially, if it wasn't for my parents. Anyway, so with that hurt, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know what to do. Uh, and what I ended up doing was, I thought for sure, like, I would like, through this is, sometimes it's like, the the truth, the reality of something is not what you think it's going to be. Like, I can remember thinking, man, I'd be so much happier if I didn't have to deal with this, because I knew he had cheated on me before. Like, I'd found it before. Like, he was trying to. We had a family trip that he was supposed to go on, and he backed out at the last minute, and I just ended up flying with two small children by myself because he wanted to go meet with another chick. So that was painful, but I was willing to go work through it. And then I was like, man, if I find out he does this again, I'm just not gonna be with him. We'll get divorced. And then when that happened, and it was like straight up in my face, I was like, I couldn't imagine, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, live with my parents and then drop the kids off every other weekend, 5.5 hours, like, or like in the halfway point between the San Jose and Southern California. So it I stayed with him, and I was miserable. And he continued to cheat, and I continued to find it, and he continued to say it was my fault that he was doing these things, and he was not sorry, not even a little bit. Not he and I just don't understand that, you know. Like, I don't understand how you could be so cruel to someone who had your children. Like, why would you want someone who had your children to feel so sad? I don't understand. So we I moved back to Fremont. We moved into an extended stay hotel, and he got a job doing some other coffee shit, and I stayed home with the kids. And we proceed. His mom paid for some. Um, his mom paid for some um, marriage counseling, and we went. And you know how in marriage counseling they meet with each of you individually, then they meet with you together, right? So I met with him, and then I went, and she was just like, I can feel the energy coming off of you. Like it was all bad. I was miserable. Like I was in so much pain from that, and all the time, like all the time. And it was like too. It was like all I wanted to do was sleep, but when I laid down, I couldn't sleep. It was weird. It was so weird. Uh, but when we came back together and she was meeting with us as a couple, she said to him, "Do you know what it means to be empathic?" And I mean, yes, it's like, and he wasn't. And I here's another thing. This is why I'm telling this story um, is because it ties into consciousness and the demonic realm. And one of the things that I'd always noticed, and it totally bothered me about him, was that he would constantly yawn when I was telling a story. Like, well, when I was sharing my emotions, when was trying to share my feelings with him, trying to tell him how I felt, and he would just be all, "Oh," I'm like, "Fucking what the fuck is that?" And I'd be like, it really makes me feel sad that you do that, and he'd be like, "Oh," fucking what the hell? So, and for years, I had no idea what that meant. And then I saw a video on YouTube where it said that is demonic influence or demonic possession, that when they yawn all the time. And the fact that he could not even connect with any type of emotion that I had at all. So, um, at any rate, so long story short, this isn't about divorce or getting sober. It's about how the enemy, the demonic realm, the lower frequency entities use our deepest wounds to keep us from evolving. And actually, that fall down the stairs was the beginning of my awakening. From that point forward, I was different. Uh, I could see things that other people couldn't, hear things that other people couldn't, perceive things that other people couldn't, and I'm still that way. Uh, and so with that, it started a seeking for information. And I know that there's other people out there who've experienced trauma like I have, maybe not exactly the same, but uh, and they need somebody that has gone through something similar, and I'm that person. So I hope that you pay attention to the patterns that are around you because they're often speaking louder than words. My name is Becky, and thank you for watching Veil Walker. And if you like this content, if it resonates with you, please go ahead and push the like button and turn on the notification bell. And please remember to always choose higher consciousness. And with that being said, I'm going to leave you with James 4:7. Submit yourself, therefore, to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Veil Walker. My name's Becky. Today we're talking about divorce. When it comes to divorce and betrayal, it's not just the end of a marriage, it's the shattering of your personal reality. Today, I'm sharing my story not because I have it all figured out, but just because I know that there are others out there who are struggling, who still carry the wounds of divorce and wonder why someone you trusted could be so deliberately cruel.